Well, well, um, my degenerate people, I've decided to start voicing my opinions on things that, well, really would be more or less hot takes, and they're more or less hot takes. So, I've been on YouTube for a little bit, and I'm doing pretty crappy at it, as you may already know. But I don't really like trying to get into controversial things, but I mean, if you got an opinion, I mean, this is the best comment bar, really. So, I've decided to start giving my opinions on things, whether it be life advice and other such things, as reckless of a person as I am. So, there's been a lot going on with the whole LGBTQ thing, and I don't know, some people don't like my opinions for obvious reasons. That being said, okay, people who people who transition over, they're like, "Oh, I'm really a woman." You're not. It's just simple as that. You're not. You know, and I understand this might make some people angry, but I mean, if you put a bra and a hat and some shoes on a dog, it's not a woman. It's a dog. It's still a dog. It's not a human. It's a dog. And yeah, you might say that's not a great example or correlation between the two, but it's the same as putting a hitch on a car. It does not make it a truck. You kind of get my point here. It doesn't make it a truck. You know, and it's the same thing as putting wheels on a plane and driving it does not make it a car. It's still a plane with wheels. Adding and taking away things from a person does not change who they biologically are. Yes, you may get angry about the science. Yes, you might say I'm some follower of a creep. I don't know. But sometimes you just gotta face reality. So, I would say probably before 2012, nobody really had an issue with this. It was just, you are who you are, this is how you were born, and then you just be whoever you want. And I'm saying that because even when I was in school, and people who were transitioning, they were just like, "Oh, yeah, I'm a guy." "Oh, okay." So, you know, nobody had a problem with it. It wasn't until like right around the time COVID happened, or I want to say like the Donald Trump election, that it really became an issue, and it just started fueling hate towards people, or I don't know, certain groups. But it's not really a topic to argue on. It's like, you know, I know their biggest issue is, hey, trans women are women. No, they're not. And if you say they are, you're probably the same people that are arguing, "Oh, well, they should be allowed to use the restroom and do it comfortably." Okay, well, you know, so here's some things I'm going to say. Driving a car is pretty easy to do, but if I decide to chop one of my arms off, I'm not going to force manufacturers to make every single car handicap accessible because I decided to cut my arm off. That's a choice. "Oh, I don't feel safe or comfortable driving that car like that. You know, it's got to have the handicap, modification." No, it doesn't. You made that choice, and the thing is you don't feel comfortable being handicapped. And it's the same thing with the restroom issue, is people transitioning to become a woman saying, "Hey, I want to use the women's restroom. I feel safer that way." No, it's not that you feel safer that way, it's that you don't feel safe being a woman. So the thing is women change to men, and they have to understand, hey, you're still gonna have to go into that woman's restroom. Yeah, but I look like, oh well, sorry, you're not about to go over here because XYZ can happen, whether it's you or them or whatever it is, you know? The thing is, if you don't feel comfortable transitioning to a man, or you don't feel comfortable transitioning to a woman because you can't use those restrooms, then you don't feel comfortable being in those biological bodies. You know, you're making that choice. And yeah, some people might say, you know, probably a lot of people are going to say this, well, in my head, my mental state is, and yeah, that's completely understandable. But the same example I'm going to put into place is, you're a paraplegic. You were born with one arm. Auto manufacturers are not just going to start creating handicapped cars. Now, you can request it and have one specifically made for you, and that's done all the time. But at the same time, with this restroom issue, oh, well, I was born this way and I'm going to transition this way, and that's absolutely fine. But you requesting this city or an establishment to provide a restroom for you, you're going to pay for that out of pocket, or with the fundraiser, or with whatever else you have. Just like somebody who was born with one arm is going to go ahead and go, hey, auto manufacturer, I didn't make this choice, but this is how I was born. So, yeah, I might get a lot of hate for this view, but that's how you really got to look at it. Because forcing people to change over a small minority of people due to a predisposition from the way they were born, or due to life choices that they chose to make, no, you're not going to do that. Because this would be the equivalent of if we just go back 400, 500 years ago, and the Catholic Church comes out and says, no, you're going to pray to God. You're going to pray to God or you're going to jail. You'd be like, what, man? Y'all are just a small group. Get away from me. No, you're going to do it. You'd be like, y'all are psychotic. I mean, it's the same thing. You know, it doesn't matter what side you're on when it comes to this argument, but that's what it is. Yeah, it's cool, Oreo. You can be in the video, too. So, you know, I'm not trying to put anybody down when I say this, but you got to realize the world that you're living in. And yes, the world can change, but you have to realize the state in which it's in right now. And yes, I get it. We can take steps towards taking appropriate action to help relieve people in these situations. But forcing other people to change what is already a regular norm, you're not going to get nowhere. But by proposing a new solution that will not change the norm but add on to the norm would be a lot easier. And yes, I can hear the same argument again. Well, just let us use those restrooms. No. How about you start a campaign and funding just to get a unisex bathroom? It'd make it that much easier. Because there shouldn't be an issue. If you say that you're comfortable using this and not comfortable using this and that, well then if y'all are the collective groups agreeing on this, well then y'all should have y'all's own bathroom. Now who's going to fund that? Who's going to pay for that? Well, that would have to be your own small community. Because just like the norms of society have voted and put their tax money together to create individual sex bathrooms, male and female, for those genders, they pay it out of pocket for that, and they're not going to pay for you. You would have to establish that through your own section of people. You know, this isn't very well scripted, and I'm not scripting it. But, yeah, I mean, if that's what you want, that's what you're going to get. So, anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about, and yeah, this video probably won't go nowhere, but hey, it's my opinion. So, until next time. Oh, yeah, by the way, Instagram. Twitter. Go there, do things, stuff.